Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go! All right, Noah, before we get to the football stuff, student athlete, do you have a degree yet? Where are you at in your school journey?
I do, yes. I just graduated with my bachelor's of education last semester, so just working on another certificate there.
Okay, and so what kind of teacher do you want to be? A good one, obviously a good one, but like what level?
I'm elementary, so like middle years, ideally kind of that 5 to 8 range is where I'd like to be.
That's awesome. I like that age too because they're not cocky, yet they're. How do I put this? Like they're grade 5 to 8, but they're starting to mature, but they're not cocky, right? I kind of
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, you'd hope so at least, yeah.
yeah. What do you remember about grade 5 to 8 in that
Uh,
window?
I probably talked a little bit too much in class. That's about it.
Yeah. So you talk a lot on the field.
Every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah, you like to trash talk a little bit when things are rolling, or what? Yeah.
I usually don't start it, yeah, but I like to get in there if they're saying something.
But you don't back down. Like, did you? I don't know. You're probably busy getting ready for the Huskies game, but Baker Mayfield ran and then he got tripped up and then he got up and just got into that D-back's face. It was a
I saw
garter.
that,
Yeah. So would that be a Noah Pelletier type or what?
yeah. Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Is there a quarterback you like watching, either CFL, NFL, or both?
I'd say, yeah, there's definitely been a lot. Like I've always been a Packers fan, so Aaron Rodgers has always been up there for me. Right now, I'd probably say like Jalen Hurts is my top guy. I enjoy watching him play and just watching him as a person too.
18-0 as a starter in his last 18 games or something like that in a regular
Yeah,
season. That's
yeah,
that's unreal. He's rolling. Um, did you help me out, refresh my memory? Getting a little older now, lots of different leagues. Did you take part in a CFL training camp with like one of those, like, as an extra, I don't say extra arm, but kind of the developmental quarterback?
yeah. I believe it would have been 3 years ago now. I was with the Riders with their internship program there.
Hmm. So, I mean, are you looking at this season as your last stand, so to speak? Like this your last year eligibility, is it, or do you have one more after this?
I still have one more after this. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a bit
Okay.
on the fence about it, obviously
Yeah.
being graduated and everything now, but yeah, just kind of worried about this season, see how this goes, and then kind of make the decision from there.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I was going with this. Like unfortunately, the Canadian quarterbacks get overlooked for the most part, which
For
is
sure. Yeah.
it's pathetic. But how do you view that there? Like, listen, you're a talented kid, but you could be the greatest quarterback. Like Mason Nias, I always reference him, but he had a rocket arm. He was a great quarterback and never got a sniff. Adam Sinagra, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. How do you feel about playing a position where, most likely I don't have a chance at playing pro football?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It's pretty hard as a Canadian quarterback to make it to the next level, but kind of in my mind, that shouldn't really make me give up on it. I'm
Yeah.
still shooting for the stars kind of thing, and I mean, at the end of the day, I have my degree. I'm just as happy to go out and coach and teach as I would be to be playing football. But yeah, it would be amazing to continue to play the game for a while. Probably not fast enough to play any other position, so I'd have to make it as a quarterback.
Yeah, for
But yeah,
you.
like I definitely just trying to improve every day, and if the opportunity presents itself, I'd jump on that as quick as I could.
So you have to be honest as a teacher, so that's real good. I like that honesty. I like that honesty about you. What do you like best about quarterback? Is the fact that the play starts with the ball in your hand every play, or is it the leadership, or is there one thing that stands out about being a quarterback that you like the best?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things. Honestly, I feel like something not a lot of people would answer with, but just like the challenge of it. I love the challenge. There's obviously a lot of pressure. There's a lot of things you need to know, but I feel like I've always kind of thrived under that, and I kind of crave it in a way where it's not an easy position, but I think yeah, when you put in a lot of work and you do all the right things, it really pays off. So that's probably the biggest thing. Yeah, like it's obviously amazing throwing the deep ball, little things like that. But I
Yeah.
just enjoy being kind of the leader of the offense, leader of the team, and being a decision maker too. That's awesome role to be in. But yeah, I think just the challenge of it, I definitely really enjoy.
What's it like between you and Owen Sieben? Because Owen was a guy. He's come like it was. You were kind of the heir apparent, and then it didn't exactly go. And one thing about football or any sport, success is not linear. There's going to be ups and downs. So then it's Owen Sieben's chance, and he gets hurt. Now you come on, and you've taken the bull by the horns, or taken the team by the horns. Pardon the pun. And so, but what's your relationship like between you and Owen?
Yeah, we definitely have a really close relationship. Obviously, yeah, he's been here for a while now. We both have, so we've kind of gotten to know each other pretty well. And every road trip, we're rooming together, we're riding the bus together. We have lockers right beside each other, so we definitely have gotten to know each other quite well off the field, which I think is important for a quarterback room. And obviously, he's a super talented quarterback as well. And coming into every week coming into the past couple of seasons, it's been a battle, and we've made each other better. And at the end of the day, we know whoever's out there is gonna do a great job. So that's definitely a nice feeling to have. And yeah, just I think the biggest thing is we're continuously making each other better, challenging each other on and off the field, and it's a really good dynamic.
Kind of weird. The quarterback position's weird. Weird and weird's maybe not the right way, but it's an interesting position because, like, if I'm playing receiver and I get walloped, I'm kind of hurt, I'm winded, but you're just not going to go to me for two plays. If you get smoked, you got to get up, you got to call the play in the huddle, you got to call the play at the line of scrimmage. There's no timeouts. There's no timeouts for the quarterback. Same thing this way. Like you throw me a pass, I drop the ball. Okay, I'll go back to you. A good quarterback can go back to you, but if I'm still struggling, maybe I can go away from it and whatever. If you're a quarterback, you gotta, even if you're not confident, you gotta be confident. Like you gotta present like you're confident. How do you do that?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a big thing as a quarterback I've had to work on, no matter kind of all the highs and lows, just kind of keeping it even keel as much as I can, going into the huddle every play if I need to hype the guys up a little bit or just tell them to take a breath. I think that's the biggest thing. And yeah, obviously never showing my emotions too much. It's a good thing when I can get hyped up, get excited, and the guys can kind of come with me. But if I make a mistake, if someone makes a mistake, I'm not going to be the guy to bring them down. I'm going to be the guy to pick them up. And I think just the biggest thing is always leading by example as a quarterback. And yeah, the guys will definitely follow.
Because I've watched your career from high school coming up, RMF High School. I've watched you closely. We've talked a few times, and I noticed there for a stretch you seem to be lacking confidence, or maybe that's not the right word. Maybe just unsure of yourself, or in a bit of a funk. And then all of a sudden, boom, things have clicked for you now. Was there something that happened, or was I reading the situation right? And B, did something happen? Because now you're back to kind of being that confident Noah Pelletier that everybody thought you could be.
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest thing is just not only confidence in myself, but confidence in all the people around me. Like I have a great relationship with McConkey. He's done a great job calling plays this year, so I can definitely feel confident working with him. And then just the guys I have around me are amazing. Like the O-line, I can't say enough good things about them. They've been doing a great job this year. The running backs, having Marshall and Katende, you really couldn't ask for much more. And then even at the receiver position, like they're fighting for the ball, they're getting open. So I think when I have confidence in everyone around me and they're doing a great job, it definitely makes me confident in myself. So I've been feeling that over the past couple games, and hopefully we can continue on with that.
I like watching who ran it in the CFL. I think Hamilton's run it a couple of times or a few times where they go the traditional under center, turn and hand it off, like like an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys have done that, but you do the RPO obviously. Just talk about what a best friend it is to have of a quarterback to have the whatever they call themselves, Knuckles and Sonic, or I don't know what the hell they call themselves, or whatever they're calling themselves in the backfield there. To have those two backs, how much of a best friend is that to a quarterback?
Yeah, it's amazing. Obviously, running the ball, and when they're averaging 7-8 yards, it makes it pretty easy on second down on me. So that's super nice. And then if they're in 60 protection, whatever it is, I know they're gonna be making those blocks. I can trust them. I don't really have to peek over my shoulder to make sure they're doing it. So that's definitely an amazing feeling, and they're good to have around. And when we're running the ball great, it just really opens up the pass game. It makes it that much easier. The linebackers have to respect the run a little bit more. The DBs are peeking in the backfield, so it makes my job a lot easier. And then when I get the opportunity to throw, I'm going to take advantage of it and make their job easier.
So before we get to the game that was and the game coming up, you talk about guys around you. I talked to McConkey about this. There's one man who's been around a long time that's missing, Dwayne Mason. How much is he in the forefront of your mind and in your teammates' mind, especially on the offensive side of the ball? Because he's not only coached the Rams, he's probably coached a bunch of you dudes, U16, U18. He's been around it. He's got his fingerprints all over high school football. He's been around a long time. Just your thoughts, speak on behalf of your team with regards to Dwayne Mason and the cancer battle that he's encountering right now.
For sure, yeah. Like we kind of got the news at the start of the season, and obviously something super super sad to hear about, and a lot of us were super bummed out because we have been playing for him for such a long time, even before the Rams days. Like he was my OC for U18 Team Sask, so I've known Mace for a long time, and a lot of the guys have. So it was definitely tough to hear the news, but we also know what kind of guy he is, and he's not going to give up. He's going to fight through everything. So we're just making sure he knows that we're here for him, sending him little texts here and there, checking in on him. And it's awesome to hear that he's watching the games, getting excited about the games, little things like that. And I know even just talking to like Marshall and Katende, they're keeping up with him every day, and just keeping him in the loop any way they can. And we're excited for when he comes back, because we know he will. We know he'll make it back to us.
I'm sure he's getting the game tape. I'm sure he's getting his input in there. Hey, speaking of that, he would have loved to watch the game tape, I'm sure, from the last game at UBC. I always love going there to call games. It's cool. It's a nice setting, and it's a hell of a lot nicer when it's homecoming and you kick their ass. So talk about that. What went right in that game for you guys?
Yeah, it's definitely, we talked about it all week. It's a hard trip to make. It's our only kind of fly up there trip. We're there for the day before, so it's a long time before you get to play. Then again, playing in a kind of unfamiliar field, playing in front of their fans, it's a lot of things that are against you. But I think the message has been pretty similar the past couple of weeks, where we're just focused on ourselves, like doing our job, handling what we can control, kind of thing. And we've done a great job. And we saw right off the start, we were able to go on a big drive and score, and just kind of kept going from there. Obviously, after half, they came back a little bit and gave us a scare. But again, we didn't let the moment get too big. We kind of stuck to what was working, and we were able to put that game away.
Well, I'm going to Ottawa to watch my son play for the Bombers against the Red Blacks, or I would be going the other way to watch this titanic battle, the Rams and the Huskies. How jacked are you for this one? Tell you what, anything can happen, but you take a big step to winning the conference if you can win this game. Just talk about how excited your team is for this one to play there, because hey, you whet your appetite in UBC with a homecoming game. Now you get to go into the dog pound there, the Huskies game.
Yeah, for sure. I've been saying it all week. As soon as the schedule comes out, the first game you look for is the U of S game. So I've been super excited for this one. It's going to be a challenge for all of us, for sure. They're a talented team. They're well coached, so it's not going to be easy. It's definitely going to be a good game, but we're super excited for it. Yeah, and I was honestly a little sad we didn't get to play them twice in the regular season, but we'll see how this game goes, and maybe we'll get a chance to play them again in the playoffs. But yeah, it's obviously a little bit of extra fire for this game.
I'll tell you this right now, okay? The older you get, there's two words, and it's kind of ironic. Common sense is not very common, brother. And so it makes no sense that you don't play them twice. But with that in mind, last question, is there any more importance on this just one meeting for you guys?
I think, it's definitely going to set the tone, and being 3-0 right now, I think that's big. And if we can go into next week 4-0, that's even bigger. So kind of, setting the tone. We played 3 super talented teams, and we've kind of proven that we're a good team. We have a lot of talent. So I think this is kind of that final step, and then we're just going to keep building from there. And like I said, hopefully we can win this one. And then if we come play them again in playoffs at any point, we'll kind of have that one up on them.
Well, I'm looking forward to your continued success. I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a really big game at the end of the year played at your like in Regina. Did you hear about it?
I heard about it once or twice. Yeah.
Hey, best of luck, man. And I like the facial hair too. Rocking
Thank
it.
you.
I love it, man. I love
Working
it.
on it. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good one.
Well, I broadcast junior football. This guy knows junior football, the wizard. But you're a U of S grad. Was it Bachelor of Commerce? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So we need to get some money for this guy so he can get a real camera for his computer, right? We need to do that.
Yeah, someday.
Hey, so let's talk about you for a minute. This guy's a bright guy. He's young and energetic. You could just tell by the way he covers junior football. He'd be a great addition to any company. So with the Bachelor of Commerce, what are you hoping to do? What can you do? Tell us some of your skills. I'm trying to get you hired here, bro.
Yeah, well, first of all, I appreciate it. I appreciate this opportunity. Well, I mean, I think people can see what I've done on Wizard Takes. I'm pretty open to to anything. Took majored in management, so I kind of got a little bit of everything. But I think probably my biggest skill set, as people would see through Wizard, would be marketing. So I guess that's probably where I think my skill set's best. I think I've helped market the Canadian Junior Football League, but I'm pretty much open to anything. I always pride myself on being versatile, so we'll see what I can get.
You do a great job of the junior football. So has anything surprised you, not just in the PFC, but just in CJFL? Has there been an interesting story that maybe we're not following, or some performances that we're not following that you're like, oh, this is interesting?
Yeah, there's been a few. I mean, overall the standings is kind of where I expected to be. I mean, early in the year you saw Winnipeg came out really hot, and I know a lot of people didn't expect that. We just saw them. You guys just saw them this past weekend in Regina. I mean, they played the Thunder pretty good, a lot better than in recent years. So they were looking to be pretty competitive. I mean, they beat Saskatoon. Took the lead in the fourth quarter with Regina. So they've been playing very good despite a lot of injuries. So I think they've been probably the biggest surprise in the entire CJFL. I guess like a good surprise, but then. If you go in BC, I would say there's been a couple disappointing teams. I mean, you start with Langley. I heard they haven't had a losing season since 1988, and I heard based on their schedule, it looks like they may be on track for that unless they could pull off a couple upsets against Okanagan and West Shore. And then the VI Raiders, I had a lot of excitement for them, a lot of hope, and they're sitting at the same record now at 2-4-1. So I had a little higher expectations for these teams, but you know what? They're still fighting for the playoff spot. I think it happens when you get in the playoffs. But particularly in the PFC, I'm very surprised at how good Winnipeg's played so far.
I'm pleasantly surprised. I just called the game. It was 25-12. Their defense was stellar. Offense, the Riley element could throw the ball. They didn't have Banfield, the running back, so that hurt them, and it made them one-dimensional. But they could never get it inside like the 30 of the Thunder, so that kind of hurt. But it's always it was the Rams and Hilltops. Now it's the Thunder and Hilltops. And then you'd always get that third team. Like it might be the Colts one year. It might be one of the Edmonton teams one year. It's never really been Winnipeg. But I tell you what, the Rifles got a decent team. And fundamentally, they seem like they're well coached.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you already mentioned Caden Banfield, the running back. He's a superstar already on the Bombers practice squad. I'm sure your son's probably gone head to head with him in practice. I mean he's a phenom, but on the other side, he's got his twin brother Kyler Banfield, who I think he's making a case for the best defensive player in the entire CJFL. I just did a poll the other day, and he actually got the most votes for best player in the CJFL. So they got those two studs, and then outside of that, I mean. Their defensive coordinator, Kasich, he's done a phenomenal job with that defense. I mean, they're flying, and they've had quite a few injuries. Another Bomber practice squad guy, Zach Davis, he unfortunately got hurt in the preseason game, and he's been out for the whole year. I mean, that guy was something else. And you know what? it's hard to replace a guy like him, but they've done a pretty good job. And like you said about that quarterback, he probably has the strongest the strongest arm in the league. I mean, I listened to a little bit of the broadcast. I was at the game on a Sunday, but
Yeah.
rewatched the broadcast, and as you guys mentioned, he's fun to watch. I mean, he'll throw a lot of interceptions, but he'll throw a lot of yards. So, I mean, Winnipeg's been a fun team to watch.
He's got a great arm. He doesn't. I say, like, listen, You're not talking to Peyton Manning here, okay? So, like, just take what I say with a grain of salt. But he doesn't seem to step into a lot of his throws. Like, a lot of his throws are just with his arm. I feel like if he just throw the football, by the way, we lost your camera. Don't worry about it. We'll just bang it or something. Bang it or something. Okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. I'll talk to you this way. Put a picture in. It's okay.
Okay.
Wizard. But anyway, he just stands there and flings it with his arm, which says a lot about his arm talent. I wish fundamentally he'd step into the ball a little more.
Yeah, no, I kind of noticed the same thing. I mean, I haven't played a super high level football, so I won't talk too much on mechanics, but I feel like there's still that missing potential. Like he has more to give, and maybe if he made a couple improvements, he could be really really dangerous in the conference. I mean, I think he has like pretty close to double the amount of yards of any other quarterback in the PFC. He's at 1,400, and I think the next closest is at like 800. So he's been doing a phenomenal job. But there's always room for improvement, right? And I guess that's something maybe they could work out.
So, Wizard, when we're talking about that poll you had up, who was second in the running for Player of the Year?
So second was Jaquintez Summers from the Okanagan Sun. He's an American. Came up. I think this is his final year, so he came up for one last year of football, and I mean he's been doing spectacular as well. He's got 12 sacks on the year. I believe he's 4 sacks away from the BCFC record of 2 games to go. So he's making a pretty good case for that. And then couple other studs, Jalen Burnett out in the OFC playing for the national champion St. Clair Saints. He's up to 9 sacks on the year, and he's probably one of the biggest freaks you see in the league. This guy's 260 pounds of just all muscle, 6-pack, and he's got a fast step. He's another American, but he's dangerous out there.
Yeah. So, do you spend your weekend or subsequent days just going through all the streaming services to watch these games, or what?
Yeah. So I was after the first week, I was in Edmonton for other obligations. I was able to see the Huskies game, and I'm thinking, well, if I'm going to be giving my analysis, I need to be able to watch the film. And I already had access to the Ontario games, being the co-media coordinator there, and BC uploads their games on YouTube. So I sent a message to Randy O'Shaughnessy, the PFC representative, just asking like, hey, could I get the games? And he's been outstanding. Been a great help for me, and he gave me access to the stream. So yeah, pretty much. If I'm not at the game, I'll probably be watching it live. But usually after, I'll rewatch some of the broadcasts because I like to hear what the guys have to say, and what you and LeBlanc do. You guys do an outstanding job, and kind of gives me a look at what was happening around the league. So I'm able to give insightful and accurate analysis.
You do a great job, man. I know you're followed by a lot of the players, and I appreciate you coming on. Hey, listen, you know it better than I do, but just watching the Thunder games, the recipe to beat them is just stack the box and stop the running game. That's no shot at Mosher and the receiving core, but if the Thunder's going to win the championship this year, they got to find a way to have a consistent passing game. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that because we saw last year in the Okanagan game. I mean, they did a good job running for, I think, 200 yards against a really really tough front, but I think they probably had like under 100 yards passing, and they were still within striking distance of that game. I mean, they held Elion Noah to I think like 80 yards, and he was a phenom last year. But I think the score is like 28-14, along with and asterisk there's a pick 6 that the Thunder threw. So I don't want to jump on the quarterbacks because obviously it's a team game, but they've shown that they could run the ball quite well. Peter Borscht is if he keeps up his pace, he's going to be at 1,000 yards by end of the first half of that Winnipeg game. And you know what? I've liked what I've seen out of Mosher so far. I mean, there's still room for improvement, but he leads the conference in touchdowns of 9. And you know what? Aside from this last Winnipeg game, he's been taking care of the ball well, and I do like the receivers quite a bit. So I feel like the passing game has a lot of potential. It's there. We just need to see a little more of it, and they just haven't had to rely on it as much.
Comment on the Hilltops if you can.
Yeah, the Hilltops, they had a rough start, obviously losing to Winnipeg, but they were down to their third string quarterback who didn't get a lot of practice time. But now their original starter, Brexton Elias, is back and came back against Reggiani. He did a pretty good job managing the game. You know, that's a defensive battle, but this past weekend against Calgary, I mean, he looked amazing. He played very well with his new number one receiver, David Boyd Jr., formerly of the Regina Thunder,
Yeah.
making his way to Saskatoon. And their backup quarterback, Griffin Sander, came from the Saskatchewan Huskies. He did a great job as well. So I don't really see any real weakness. They got David Collins, the American at running back, Corbin Eben, first team All-Canadian last year. They got a solid O-line. Jonathan Stevens, spent time with the Riders. I think they're a pretty dangerous team at every level, and I fully expect them and the Thunder to give us another pretty good showing in 2 weeks' time.
So we talked about three. It's always a third team. We figure it's the Rifles, but is there who's the fourth team here? Do the Colts have a shot? Is it the Huskies? Is it one of those Edmonton teams?
I think your guess is as good as mine. I mean, I was commenting the other day. I mean, you look at it, everyone in the PFC is beat everyone. It's a super competitive conference. I mean, the Wildcats just got it back on the Huskies, but the Huskies beat the Wildcats beat the Colts beat the Rifles beats the Hilltops, and then Hilltops beat the Thunder. So everyone's beating everyone. So you know what? That third, fourth team, I mean, I would think the Rifles would get that third team, but they're still technically in a tie with Calgary and the Wildcats of 2 wins each. So you know what? I think any of those teams, I wouldn't be surprised if any of them made the playoffs. I think they're all very good teams, and it's any given Sunday in the PFC, much like the Canada West. You never really know what's going to happen.
Okay, so with that in mind, how long have you been really truly analyzing? You're a young dude, obviously, but how long have you been truly analyzing the Prairie Football Conference, or just the CJFL in general?
Well, it depends. I mean, I did start posting about it well before I was knew much about the league. I started posting about it in November, but I kind of just went off like what my friends told me and some other guys. But I think pretty much at the start of this year was when I really started to take it serious and took a dive into it. Now I'm watching most of the games watching the broadcast of them. I've been watching film with a couple of my buddies to really to get a really good look. Talk to pretty much every single head coach, like a lot of guys around the league, and I think we've seen that in the growth Wizard takes. This year alone, we went from, I think we started the year about 3,000 followers. We're up to over 10,000 now, 2.1 million monthly views. So I think I've been covering it for a while, but I think this year is when we really started to make a dent and give real analysis that as we see the players they really enjoy it. And I think it's what I've been able to do has been I'm kind of surprised with it, but I think it's done a lot of good things for the CJFL.
Oh, for sure. You got a place here to talk anytime you want. I'd like to have you on here regularly. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime. It's always an honor to come on with Saskatchewan sports broadcasting legends. So I really appreciate it.
Well, I don't know about that, but by the way, I didn't pay this guy to say that, but I want to get you paid. I want to get you hired. So if they want to get a hold of you, how do they do it? Like, is there an email that they can get a hold of you? And where can they find your stuff at Wizard Takes, but where can they get a hold of you to get you a job so you can afford a new, excuse my language, fucking computer?
Yeah, I do have the Wizard Takes Instagram account, but you can. I don't want to put my personal phone number and email out there, but if you are interested,
just DM you at Wizard Takes.
You could DM me. You could also send me an email at wizardtakes@gmail.com if you're interested in a hard working recent university graduate. I mean, putting in the work in Wizard Takes, so hopefully we could see something out of it.
Oh, I hope you can too, man. We'll do our best for sure. Thanks for your time, Wizard. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on.